Goodbye. Thanks for flying with us. Have a fantastic day. Oh, we are so sorry about that turbulence, sir. I hope the Dramamine helped. Oh, hi. I'm Caitlin, and I'm a flight attendant. Okay, actually, I'm still in training, so I'm spending my time in class instead of the air. And do you know the most important thing I'm learning? Nope. It's not how to stuff an oversized bag in the overhead compartment, or what to do when a passenger wants Dr. Popper to drink and all we have is Dr. Dazzle. It's respect. I sort of feel like I need to demonstrate everything now. Respect is showing others they are important by what you say and do. And wow, it takes a lot of respect to make things happen smoothly on board an airplane. I have to make sure I'm showing respect to every single passenger who comes on board, even if they're cranky. Plus, I need to show respect to all of the other flight attendants and the head flight attendant by acting immediately when they ask for help. Oh, and all of us have to respect the pilot. When the airplane is flying, he is in charge of every single thing that happens on the entire plane. Everyone has to listen to him. Today, one of the pilots from the airline came in to talk with us. He was wearing these cool wings, and he told us about what he does. He has to tell the crew about the flight ahead of time and make sure they know how to keep everyone safe. Then he has to check all of the plane's gauges, instruments. And of course, he has to fly the plane. He's in charge of hundreds of people. But do you know what he said? Sometimes things happen that are too tough for him to handle. A big electrical storm comes up. Lightning! Or another airplane flies too close. And when that happens, he's got to ask for help from air traffic control. In today's story, we find a man who's got a lot of power, but he's also got a problem that's too big for him. He needs someone with bigger powers than his own. And when he finds that someone, well, you'll see what happens. Uh-oh. I hope that doesn't happen while we're in the air.
.252 Movie presents Master and Commander, based on the true story of Jesus and the Centurion. Action!
All right, we ready to go? Hey, Pete, do I have anything in my teeth? Clear? Okay, great. All right, we rolling? All right.
Good evening. I'm Martin Guda. The commander of the Roman army, or centurions, are very much aware of what it's like to be in control. They know what it's like to give an order and have it followed to the letter. They command a great deal of respect. But how would a centurion react if something happened beyond his control? We'll get one centurion's perspective tonight on 4.5 minutes.
How was that? Was that okay? Was that right, Centurion?
Meet Minimus, a centurion stationed in the city of Capernaum, just north of the Sea of Galilee. I had the chance to sit down with Minimus to discuss his role in the Roman army. So what does a centurion do?
Well, I lead my team of men, sometimes 100 or more, and we control the population, we keep the peace, and we ensure the civilians are upholding the law.
What would happen if one of your men refused to obey your orders?
It won't happen. I run a pretty tight ship.
But hypothetically, if one of your men disobeyed.
No, won't happen.
But maybe.
Nope.
Perhaps.
No way.
Suppose. What if?
None of my men will disobey, all right? I'm in complete control of the situation, and they know that it's either my way or the highway.
Am I to understand that things always go your way?
That is correct.
Always?
Yes. What are you doing?
So tell me of your servant Douglas.
How did you know? How could you? How could you know? Oh, what would you? Oh.
Douglas was a servant to Minimus. One might even say Douglas was Minimus's most reliable and faithful servant. Just one more person under the centurion's authority. But even a centurion could not control what happened next.
Douglas got really sick, and I didn't know what to do, and he's my best servant. He's my best one. And I had my men bring him to my house, and they laid him on the bed, but it just laid there moaning. He wouldn't even move. I wanted to force him to get better. I wanted to say, I command you to stop hurting and come back to work. But it didn't happen like that. I wasn't in control.
You were helpless.
Yeah.
Powerless.
Yeah.
Up the creek without a paddle.
I guess.
Hopeless.
No, not hopeless. There was still one hope left.
The hope he was referring to was this man, Jesus, a prophet and teacher, and some said much more. Would Jesus be able to take charge when Minimus could not?
There were all these stories going on about Jesus. He could heal people, is what they were saying. Blind people, see again. Lame people, up and walking. The sick could be made well again. I just never seen power like that.
So what did you do?
Well, when I heard that Jesus was in Capernaum, I went looking for him. When I found him, I told him about Douglas and how badly he was suffering. Jesus offered to go to my house and heal him immediately, but I stopped him.
Why did you stop him?
Because I didn't feel worthy enough for Jesus to be in my home.
But if it meant your servant would be healed, wouldn't that be worth it?
Well, the thing of it is, and I don't even really know how to explain this, but I knew that Jesus could heal my servant.
Then why did
Well,
you...
I knew that he could heal my servant whether he was at my home or not. Listen, I know what it's like to be in charge. I have soldiers who obey all my orders. I tell them to do something and it gets done. But I'm only in charge of a few men. God is in charge of everything. So I said to Jesus, just say the word and my servant will be healed. Because I knew that even sickness would obey his command. And I remember Jesus was so amazed at what I said. He told the crowd that he had not found anyone in Israel whose faith was as strong.
And what of Douglas? Did Jesus heal him like you thought he would?
I'm sorry, I still get choked up about it. Yes, when I asked Jesus to heal Douglas, he told me to go and that everything would happen the way I believed it would. And then, what? You got better, what, that same day, right?
That very hour, sir.
It's the wildest thing, isn't it? It's amazing. It's truly amazing.
Here I am, standing here.
Oh, it's good to have you back.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. Oh, thank you.
Minimus discovered that there were some things he could not control, and that he could never truly be in charge. God, on the other hand, can do anything and is in charge of everything. I'm Martin Gouda. Good night.
That was pretty good, right? I thought I was gonna cough up a hairball there. Well, I need to, we cut.
The centurion was in charge of a lot, but when he came up against a problem he couldn't solve, he had to ask for help from someone who was stronger than he was. He had to admit to Jesus, I can't do this. You can. That's one way we can show respect to God, by saying, I can't handle this, God, but you can. This problem is too big for me, God, but no problem is too big for you. I don't think I'm strong enough, God, but you're stronger than anything. And whether you're the president, a muscle man, a beauty queen, a centurion, or an airline pilot, God is still way, way more powerful than you, and he deserves your awe and respect. So here's the one thing to remember. Respect God because he's in charge of everything. When we think a little higher and treat God as the most important, powerful thing in our lives, that shows him respect. And speaking of respect, I should probably be doing the homework my flight attendant teacher assigned. Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. Please take your seat and fasten your seatbelt. Please take your seat. Please take your seat.